In more news tonight, Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry Robert Ahum says Ghana's interests will be safeguarded in the implementation of the EPA. He was speaking at the first meeting of the steering committee under the Interim Economic Partnership Agreement between Ghana and the EU in Accra.
The meeting marked a concrete step in the implementation of the EPA. The parties reaffirmed their commitment to the interim EPA as a mechanism for dialogue and partnership, as well as a tool to foster development and reinforce regional integration. The parties discussed and exchanged information in respect of rules of origin, liberalization schedule, institutional setup, and the monitoring of the EPA. Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry Robert Ahum assured that every detail in the agreement will be scrutinized.
The detail is very important, because if you don't get the detail, then you may not achieve where you want to go. So the sorts of details we're looking at are things like rules of origin, what the progressive nature of opening of each other's markets are, what are some of the things we need to do to make sure that Ghana can export products rather than just primary, so industrialized products. What are some of the things the EU is keenly ensuring to try and make sure its market also gets access to Ghana, because it's a two-way process.
Europe remains Ghana's most reliable trade partner, with over 2.3 billion euros of export to the EU in 2016.
I think it's important that it's taking place 1 year after the ratification of the agreement. It's looking at things like the rules of origin, which are important. We also want to look at the wider ECOWAS region, and we see in the future Europe working with the whole of West Africa, and Ghana perhaps as a leader in West Africa. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire are the two countries which have this particular agreement with us, Interim Economic Partnership Agreement, and we see Ghana doing well already, competing on our market, and there are lots of other possibilities in the future to add value in Ghana and also to access our market.
The EPA is expected to provide duty-free and quota-free access to all Ghana's exports, agricultural or manufactured, to the EU market. Ghana is also expected to gradually liberalize imports from the EU.